So this is a question that everybody's going to have. And it's something that we have on the way down of the journey, the spiral, and it's also we have something on the way up, where here he went ahead and he had a good period of time. In this case, it was that he found a job that he liked, and then all of a sudden you saw how good he felt, and all of a sudden there's a spring in his step, there's a reason to live, everything's looking up. Sometimes they find whatever it is, and our kids have a good week or a good month. But unfortunately, almost always, it doesn't just continue going up, 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 up. And a lot of times, you know, we say like, well, if you would just go to the gym, you wouldn't be depressed. If you would just get out of bed and stop smoking weed all day, or you just stop watching movies all day, or whatever they're doing, everything would be great. If you would just, you know, get a job, then that's going to fix your problems. And it's all true. But you need to have a certain amount of energy in order to do those things. And that emotional energy, when it can't come from someone on their own, can certainly be boosted by parents. And also, they have bad luck. And they find the job where the guy doesn't treat them well. Where instead of just being treated well over here, and this could have been the beginning of a great career, all of a sudden, you know, he's really being mistreated in your story. Or they finally find a great job and they're being treated well, and the guy goes out of business. Or they have life's bad luck. I find kids have very bad luck. And the question that you're asking, what can we do for him, which is so great, is a fundamental question of what can parents do for their children who are struggling, and even kids who are not struggling, but are going through the struggle of everyday life. So the example that I always say is like, you know, the shul that we have over here where we daven, there's that door, and then there's a little window. I want you to take yourself out of your child's life, and I want you to look inside. And you're looking at him or her, and you see that they're struggling. Now I'm going to open the door, and you're going to go inside. What are you meant to do? You can't pull them out of their misery. You can't push them every day to yeshiva or to get a job or to be frum or whatever it is that you want from them to be off drugs, or you can't. But what could you do? The answer is you can be there for them as a source of nechama, which is comfort, as people who they look up to in their journey as, you've always been there for me, you've always had my back, you always believed in me, even though the reason that they're giving you may or may not make sense to you, because a lot of times they're quitting because they just can't handle a structure, and things are going so well, and you're just like, just, but you can't give them that energy or that ability to function. And you have to be that image. It says in the Torah that when they told Yaakov Avinu that Yosef is gone, Vayimain, he refused to give up on Yosef. He refused to give up on his dream. So what did they do? They brought all the other children and the daughters-in-laws and the grandchildren, and they had a whole party. Look, 50, 70, 100, 200 people there. So you're missing one. Let's help you get over him. And he refused to be consoled. One chapter later, right in the next chapter, the son, Yosef, a teenage boy, is faced with his biggest challenge in the world. And how does he overcome it? It says, Vayimain, the same word. He refused. It says the Nesiv Shalom, where did he get the emotional energy to refuse this tremendous Nisayon, this tremendous, tremendous challenge that the Medrash says was really bigger than him? He could not overcome it on his own. It says the Nesiv Shalom, because Vayimain Lisnachim, because he had a father who refused to give up on him. That gave Yosef the energy to refuse to succumb to the challenge. And when he saw Tamus Yuknei Shel Aviv, he saw the face, the image of his father. If he would have seen an image of his father saying, you're a lost case, what do I need you for? You're a pain in the neck. You cost me more than 12 children. I invested more into you. You're such a troublemaker. You and your dreams and your funny hair. Why can't you just behave like everybody else? Then it would have been over. It would have depleted his energy. But instead, the Dmus Yuknoi gave him the energy because he saw a face of a parent that says, I always believe in you. And that's the face that you have to know that your child has when he thinks of mommy, when he thinks of daddy. Is it depleting his energy and makes him smoke more weed or do more drugs and say, I don't want to say the words because they start with an F, blanket, I give up, not blanket, like I wear a blanket, blank it, right? I give up on this world, I'll never be anything. Even my own parents don't believe in me, even my own parents don't like me. Or when they think of you, are they going to get strength? Even in their darkest moments, but I know they believe in me. Rabbi Yitzchak Zilberstein, Shlita, soll sein gesund. The brother-in-law of Reb Chaim Kanievsky, Sar HaTorah, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, Zecher Tzadik V'Kodesh Levracha, and the son-in-law of Reb Vayeishev Zatzal, he says that the Chodesh of Av, the month of Av, has two titles. One is Mishenichnas Av Mematim B'Simcha, and the other one is Menachem Av. He says that a parent, Av as a parent, has to make sure that you are Menachem Av, that you are a parent that gives comfort, and not Mishenichnas Av, when the parent comes in, Mematim B'Simcha, then you have less joy. Like sometimes, oh, Tati's coming home from work, everybody stop playing, clean up, everybody gets nervous. Mommy's coming in, okay, set. You shouldn't be that when the parent enters the picture, your joy goes down. And for us, how much more so? That it shouldn't be Mishenichnas Av, that when your parent comes into your life and enters the room, that it makes you feel less joy and happiness. Because the only way to come back to a life of functioning, stability, not needing drugs and other sources, and Yismach Lev Mevakshe Hashem, it's all about inner joy and happiness. I asked Mar and Reb Gershon Edelstein Zatzal, when will they come back? He says they're anusim. They can't do tshuva. I said, so when will they change? Look at the video. He says, when they're going to be happy with their life. You have to have a certain calm and a certain happiness with yourself. And it's very hard with kids who are traumatized, kids who went through pain, kids, any age as a kid. Some people are struggling with this when they're 30, when they're 40, when they're 50, and they need people who refuse to give up on them. They need people who see only the goodness in them. They need people who believe in them even when they don't believe in themselves. They need people that when they think of their face, the Dumus Diuknai, it gives them comfort. They are menachem to them, a nechama to them. And that's the job of the parent of all of our kids. The ones who are successful in regular parenting, you have to be all of that. And at the same time, you can do regular chinuch if you learn any regular chinuch book, as long as it doesn't ruin any of that. Because if you ruin any of that, you're causing more damage than what you're gaining. It's like you're putting air into your tire, which is flat, and then you're just stabbing it and causing it to deflate. Regular chinuch doesn't mean that any of that changes. It's that while you're doing all of that, and you are that force in their life that my parents believe in me, they like me, they genuinely believe in me, and they think I'm good, and they see my goodness, even if I struggle, especially if I struggle. They're the ones who believe in me. Who else is going to believe in them? And then with a regular kid, like Reb Gershon said, maybe, okay, you could also punish if they know that it's deserving without anger, and that's regular. But once they're struggling, so we can't even punish them because they're only doing bad stuff because of their pain and their struggle. So as the Nesiva Shalom says, if their struggle is because of pain, and you add pain, you didn't help them. They don't need to be punished, they need to be hugged. They don't need to be punished. They've already experienced so much punishment that they didn't ask for. So what do? We show them that I believe in you. I see that you're struggling. That's what Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu. I see their pain. He said when the Yidden were in Mitzrayim, he said, I see their pain. I hear their anacha. Hashem said, I see more than you see. I could see they're inside of them, even though they're seemingly against me. Mem Teshari Tuma, on the bottom of the world, bowing to idols, saying, you don't control the world. Hashem says, but I see the pain inside of them. This is not who they are. This is because of something. What? Galus, a long galus. Don't walk in and see the kid doing something wrong and saying, oh, look, no, this started a long time ago. Somebody comes into Parshas B'Shalach, oh, they're being, like the angel said by Kriyas Yamsuf, Halalu Oivdei Avodah Zarah, Halalu Oivdei Avodah Zarah. Oh, they're Oivdei Avodah Zarah, they're the same. What was Hashem's answer? They're not the same. These people are free, and they choose to serve idols, and these people are enslaved. They're really, really like the Shiftei Cup. They're really holy. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn over the world for them. And you'll see that when they're removed from their pain, they will come back to me. And indeed, as soon as they saw that their abuser was put in jail, was killed, every Jew saw the Mitzri that hurt them dead. The nightmare is over. 49 days later, Har Sinai. So we have to be there for our kids and believe that when the pain is gone, they will make us very, very proud. But let's put that away, because we need them alive, and we need to be there for them. So what you're doing is perfect. You were so proud of him when you saw him successful. You saw the spark of the real him. Unfortunately, something happened, and now he's in a down. CPR. You got to go back to CPR. We believe in you. We believe in you. We see your goodness. You write it in cards. You send it in texts. You say it from your heart. He sees it. You say, oh, can I just get a big hug? And you hold him, a TP embrace, no patting, no this, just hold him. You plan a vacation. A day of worry is more tiring than a day of work. A time of in between work, they need more love than when they're working and they have satisfaction of their lives. This is hard for you to watch. This is hard for him to experience. It's a real setback. When they fall back in drugs, it's a setback. When they lose their job, it's a setback. When they get into depression, it's a setback. Schedule a trip. Do your job. Buy those gifts that make him wow. Put light into his head. End up on a beach somewhere with him, with your arm around him, on a boat by sunset with beers, and just be there for them. Look for the ways that people bond on a deeper level than a regular parent bonds with their kids, which the regular parent also should be doing this, but we're not used to. It's a very deep bond, a nafshik shur b'nafshay. I'm here for you. I believe in you. I love you. I like you. It's a pleasure to be around you, and I'm with you in your struggles. I'm with you in all times. And until your kid says, I know that, and that will give him emotional energy to get up again and to get Be'ezrat Hashem, Be'ezras Hashem, to the next chapter. But it's always, it never goes up, 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 up. It's always up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down. That's the way that this journey goes, in the downs and in the ups. And your job is very clear. When he thinks of you, it should give him emotional energy.